everyone. Welcome to the, I guess, the nameless podcast. We don't really have a name right now, so we're just kind of rolling with what it is that we got. Right, so we're just going to be, I guess, talking our shit. We're just going to go through different sports and the different things that we like, that we, I guess, discuss amongst ourselves. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the NFL right now, and I think we should get right into it with some of the predictions on the playoff race. And I'm going to be, Burke. The football stuff.
With the bottle. Sonny just skipped over the bottle.
Oh, man.
Okay. It's our first podcast, so obviously there's going to be a little bumps in the road.
Yeah. I'm not too stressed.
Let's start off with this beautiful bottle here.
Yeah, right. I think before we get started, I'll introduce the bottle that I brought today. It became known to me, I guess, when I did the Wayne Gretzky wine tour this summer.
Nice.
Was good. I didn't get to try the cream, but this is made with the red cask whiskey from the Wayne Gretzky distillery. Canadian cream liqueur. Better than Bailey's, made with Ontario cream. Beautiful. And I love my Bailey's, especially in December.
Putting that right in the coffee right now.
December 1st.
Support farmers. Everyone support farmers.
That's right. December 1st to December 31st is Bailey's time, and going forward, it's going to be Canadian cream liqueur time. Should we pour it up?
Pour it up. I think we should.
I think I'm putting it right in the coffee.
I've had the whiskey. I always get it at the airport, but I never at the airport. If the bottle's empty and there's no liquor left, and they can't give it to you, they'll let you have any bottle that they have on hand, so you can get a blue label shot or whatever it is
of Gretzky's.
Yeah, so that's why I consistently order Gretzky's there, but I never get it because I just get whatever it is that I want.
Have you guys done the wine tour, the Gretzky wine tour?
No, I haven't. I would love to.
So the guy who actually made the Gretzky's whiskey, the connoisseur, the head whiskey guy or whatever the name is, he went to Scotland and was at a master whiskey maker or something like that, from Scotland, came back to Vancouver. He opened up his own bar in BC. Wayne Gretzky just came to his bar, and this guy made his own whiskey at the bar. Gretzky came to his bar, liked the whiskey, said, "Yo, quit your job. You're going to come do my whiskey for me." No way. So this guy shut down his restaurant, moved from Vancouver to Niagara, and then he was just Gretzky's whiskey guy. He has actually a bed at the distillery because he has to test the whiskey every hour or whatever it is, and he gets drunk when he's at work, so he Ks. And then he gets up. He has to, and that's his job, man.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's how Gretzky started. Apparently, that's what the guy told me anyways when I was there.
Imagine that Wayne Gretzky just asked you to dip.
I think anytime Wayne Gretzky asks you to
Joshua Beach. Shout out Joshua Beach. This guy's doing it out. He's doing it out here. He's living a good dream, man.
Yeah. Anytime Wayne Gretzky tells you to do something, you're going to
Master
do it.
Distiller. There you go. From Edinburgh, Scotland. Shout out Scotland. My roots. You already know.
Well, that bottle got K'd, eh?
Wow.
There's some left in there, but we got two more for
cheers to the others. Cheers to the first one, boys.
Cheers, boys. Cheers. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, buddy.
Wow.
I don't know what Bailey's is doing.
Wow.
It's much better.
That is so smooth.
What a
tastes like Canada.
It still burns a little going down though.
It does, yeah.
I think you're drinking alcohol.
I've been drinking it for too long. That's why. Since last Christmas, I've been drinking Bailey's in my coffee every weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah. Full disclaimer, I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah. You know what? That is fantastic.
Yeah,
I want to pour my coffee right back up.
How good that is.
Good stuff.
Excellent. All right, let's get to the playoff race.
I like
What are you pulling up there, Bert?
It's fantastic.
Just information, eh? Okay. The information guy, Burke in the background. Shout out Burke and Roth in the background.
Shout out our crew here. Everyone.
So the Bills won. It's done, right? We're recording this on Saturday. It's Saturday, December what? 19th.
Yeah.
Bills just smacked down Denver.
Yeah.
The Bills are for real, and times have changed. It's 2020, and who would have thought? Patriots are out, and Bills are kicking ass, taking names.
Yo,
right?
Dude,
Josh Allen's the real deal.
Yeah. Honestly, they really are.
They are.
In that division, Miami, they're actually the only other team making a real push.
Yeah.
But
You gotta hold the mic at your face, Frank.
I gotta put it this close, almost like I'm ready to just take it right down my throat.
Kiss
take it right down my throat right now.
Kiss the baby.
Yeah. Shoot. this first one is going to be our best one, I think.
Yeah,
Honestly,
This is just free
so,
flow.
Honestly, though, on the Josh Allen point, what he was last year,
Dude,
and what he
night
is
and day.
now,
The progression is
it's
real.
incredible.
100%.
night and day.
You know, I did not rate him last year. I did not rate Josh Allen. I just said he's a running quarterback.
Yeah.
He can't throw. He throws a deep ball,
Yeah.
but he has no accuracy.
even-
This year, totally different.
Really?
They hooked him up with Stephon Diggs,
Diggs
and
made
it's
the
a wrap.
difference.
Yeah.
You nailed it,
Dude,
man.
even at the beginning of the season, I was watching the way that he was playing. I'm like, this isn't sustainable. I mean, like, for him to be, like, how many rushing touchdowns does he already have this season?
Oh, he had
Probably,
2 today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Two today and 2 throwing.
I
That
think
just
he's
goes to
close
show you
maybe
what he's trying
8
to
or
do.
10
Right?
rushing touchdowns on the season.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't conducive of, like, like keeping a healthy quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's,
think-
he's
he
really
shut
trying to
me
be
up.
that
He
pocket
shut me
passer.
up.
Yeah.
That pocket
Back
passer.
back to the playoff race. I think that may have clinched
did.
the Bills
That's
into
right.
the playoffs,
You're
right?
right.
So that
Yeah.
clinched them into the playoffs.
And you know what's a shame is that it actually clinched the division for them too, and they had their first division win in I don't know, it's at least 20 years, whatever it's been since.
Yeah.
And no fans going to be at the home game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sad. And they have a big fan
They
base.
have a serious fan base.
Huge.
Bills Mafia is strong.
Yeah. Shout out Bills Mafia.
Shout out
Shout
We
out
know a
Bills
few of
Mafia.
them, and
They
they
put some
are
good
wild.
content. Put some good content online.
That's
new,
right.
new tables every season. They be going right through them.
Do the Bills run the Steelers out
I would
of
take
that,
the
that
Bills.
second spot?
Didn't they just beat them last week?
They did.
On Monday night.
They beat them.
They
Yeah.
did, but I think in a playoff scenario, I don't think the Bills have that experience like the Pittsburgh Steelers do. But
Yeah. But
Really,
I mean,
just Big Ben has it on Pittsburgh. Nobody else.
I think home field doesn't even matter at all this year.
No.
Obviously, players would rather be home than on the road, but
Especially two outdoor teams, right?
yeah, 2 outdoor teams.
Yeah, that's
I think the Steelers really have their number.
I
But
think it's a toss up though, and based on the fact that the playoff format is changed this year and only one team gets a bye, it only really matters for that one team, and that team will be the Chiefs.
that would be
right?
the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll
I
get that. They'll get that first round bye in the AFC.
consensus. I think everyone's agreed.
They're a video game. These guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane,
I
man.
just don't understand how they can fit so many pieces. I think it's year in, year out. They just play as if like this is going to be our year, just like every other year. Yeah. They're
Yo, is
bringing all
Hardman
these-
a sprinter too? Like, did they get this guy from? Where did he come from, Hardman? Because I feel like they just find athletes. Like they just get athletes, like super freak
Yeah.
athletes, and refine
That's what Andy Reid likes. Andy
Yeah.
Reid likes those guys that they're gonna go get the deep balls.
Yep.
You know,
Cheetah.
that speed. Yeah, cheetah.
that's his game plan, and
Yeah.
a solid tight end because Travis Kelce is.
He's a new
Yeah.
Gronk.
You know,
He took the throne.
In my opinion, he's the best tight end in the league.
I
He
agree.
is. I think, and I don't even think it's a question.
Yeah.
I think like leaps and bounds.
It also helps playing in that offense.
Oh yeah,
100%.
The best
And,
quarterback
I-
throwing you the ball.
There you go. And I think that this is a perfect segue into Mahomes MVP.
You know what?
know,
It-
how
it-
you say-
it- it's hard to
You
say.
know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's hard
Aaron
to-
Rodgers is
it's hard to
definitely playing up
argue
the case,
against
but
it.
That's my only other option
Who?
is Aaron Rodgers.
I got a dark horse for you guys.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
You
You
know
know
what?
what?
You know
Derrick
what?
Henry.
It's the QB is such a important position in the league.
I know
and
what Henry's doing, man.
The Associated
Dude.
Press and all the people that vote on that.
Yeah.
It's always about the QBs. Like even
Yeah.
defensive players should get more recognition, but they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And to be fair, for Henry to win the MVP, he's gonna have to break 2K. So that means he's probably going to need at least 200 rushing yards
for the rest
in the
of the
last
season.
3 games, right?
I think he's had 200 plus yards games this season
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I like that call, Jack.
Yeah?
I like dark horse, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
But I
it
think
is.
my top 2 right now is Mahomes and it's A-Rod.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
Russell was making a push in the beginning, but I don't
Russell
know what's
fell
going on.
off. Seattle fell off a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's more to the point. I think
Yeah.
I think Seattle fell off. I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
you're only as good as your
I
quarterback.
think the
but
first 6 weeks I think we were all had that idea in our head that Russell Wilson was finally going to win his first MVP.
Yeah.
It was let Russ cook.
Yeah,
He was
that's
on
what it
pace.
was.
He was on pace,
It
man.
was let Russ cook, and they let him cook, and he burnt the pot a bit.
I think another big thing is that his defense isn't as good as it's been for years.
It's like 32nd in the league. There was
Yeah,
a point. If it's not there
they're
now, it's
they're
down
not
there at one
stopping.
point.
You know,
Yeah.
special teams
Yeah.
isn't making a difference. So it's all about Russ, and if he does have an off game, it's going to show, right?
But Henry, so back to Henry. He's got 1,532 yards, and he's got 3 games left.
Yeah,
Uh,
he
I-
needs about
that's-
200.
That
It's
is,
just under, yeah.
It's not.
it's
you know,
doable,
not like
but
it's
I
impossible.
don't personally. I don't see it happening.
15
Yeah,
touchdowns,
likely.
1 fumble, bro. This
Yeah.
guy's a beast, man.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He's massive. They call him the king, man. He's the king. They call him the king. So what about with the rest of the teams in the AFC? What do we think in
who
the
do we
play?
got? We got Indy very quietly. Indy's 9-4.
Yeah, Hey, the Browns almost got 10 wins. The Titans
Browns
almost got
too.
10 wins.
Bro, the league's upside down. Buffalo.
Yeah, you know
Those
what? It's
teams
funny
are-
because we say it year after year. The NFC's always been a stronger and more appealing side of the league to watch, and now the AFC has just completely took over that. All the AFC teams are showing off, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
showing
because
off.
the NFC teams used to be. It's all used to like the last couple of years. It's always been about the NFC.
Yeah.
We always talk about who's coming out of the NFC. You never really know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now
Well,
it's
'cause
the
it-
AFC where there's
Yeah.
a big question
AFC
mark.
was boring, man. It was Brady and
Brady,
the
Brady.
Ravens and the Steelers
and Manning
like-
and Manning.
and Peyton and
But Peyton
that was
left
it.
too. Peyton
right?
left too.
Yeah. Now we got the Dolphins who are currently in the playoffs. We got the Browns who are currently in the playoffs, and we can't even attest that to the fact that the playoffs are expanded by one team this year. No,
They're good.
8 wins,
Yeah.
9 wins for the Browns. That's a lot. That's a lot of wins
that
for
is.
football teams that are used to losing and picking in the top 5 every year.
Cleveland hasn't had a winning season since what? 94, 95, something like that?
Honestly, to me, they're not even that impressive.
Really?
Yeah, I just
Why?
I don't know what it is about the team. Like
Really,
the
eh?
defense plays really well.
Yeah,
The-
strong running.
I don't know about the
but
NFL and
good-
how the over under for that game for Baltimore and Cleveland was 46 points, and Baltimore scored 47 alone. You know what I mean? It's like
agree.
it's almost like these two amazing defenses didn't even show up to play on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah,
Beat down.
I think Cleveland. I think the only parts of that team that I really like
Sorry,
is
was
the
it Monday
offensive
night?
line and the defense. That's what's impressed me the most.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Chubb is Nick Chubb, absolute beast. I think going into next season, you got to consider him among the top when he's healthy among the top 5,
when he's
right?
healthy.
And Nick,
100%.
Nick Chubb's a lunch pail guy. He doesn't say anything.
Nothing,
He picks
yeah.
up his
Spot on.
pail and he goes to
That's a
work.
very
He
good
spot
does
on.
his work and he goes
very
home.
good.
Spot on.
I love
yeah.
this guy, man.
And he came back like a week. I think it was a week early from injury too.
Yeah.
It's just
That's right.
speaks to his dedication.
That's right. He went on short-term IR.
Yeah.
You got no love for Baker, Frank?
You know, I like Baker a lot. You know, he's a little too cocky for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, you're the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. I think you should just shut up and just play ball.
Yeah.
And start proving yourself a bit. But
Yeah.
they I can't take nothing away from the record. The record's the record, right? But
Yeah.
personally, one and done in my opinion. They make the playoffs. They're one and done.
Yeah.
So
Guess
Yeah.
it. Well,
But
well,
At least they get in. If they get in, that's progress for these guys.
yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a record isn't always indicative of how good a team
Definitely
is
not.
either, right?
Definitely not.
okay. So before we move to NFC, do we think that the Ravens squeak into the playoffs?
Glad you brought that up.
Right
Yeah.
now, they're sitting outside the playoffs. In my opinion, before we go forward, Raiders, Patriots, Broncos, they're done.
Yes.
They're done. But
Yeah.
the Ravens are the only wild card team, I think, in
What
terms
happened
of
to
sitting
them?
outside of the bubble.
Who's going to answer this first?
Go, Frank.
My opinion, they have a potential to make the AFC Championship game. After winning that game against the Browns, they can really go on a tear and
Against
just
the Jags next week. They
Yeah,
have the
look at that,
Jags
look
week,
at that.
week 15.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna go if they go into the playoffs on a roll. They could very well make the championship game, but they gotta probably pay a great Steelers team or a great KC team. That's,
So-
that's gonna give them trouble.
So,
Yeah.
but who do they knock out?
That's what I'm saying.
Who do they take out of the playoffs
Well, they're
right now because they're not in?
They'll probably have to play what Indy. Indy's probably gonna win that. Division.
Well, they have to get in first.
Indy's not
They're
going to win
not-
the division. Tennessee's going to win that division, I think.
Yeah.
And then Indy's going to take a spot. Cleveland's going to be there. What happened to Balti? Lamar came in the league, set the league on fire. I feel like this year they kind of like they don't have that pizzazz to them.
That,
you know?
but that happens, I think, when you have any prolific player
Yeah.
has a breakout season.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to the drawing board, looks at the tape. It's like, how
Smart
can we
league,
stop
right?
this guy, right?
These guys know what they're
Especially
doing.
the
Yeah.
NFL, especially the NFL with
That's
like
true.
the massive coaching staffs that they have, all the different types of analysis with the video. You know, it's it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
That whole game against the Browns. Back to that Browns game. This guy left the game to go take a crap. came back on fourth down, took out his third string quarterback and threw a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you see the
very
video?
very impressive.
Did you see the video of him running to the washroom?
Yeah, that's
He's like on his tippy
it's the
toes.
best because the
kid
report.
came outside and
yeah.
was like, "Yo, get out the
This
way, bro."
now imagine that kid swung the door open when Lamar was running.
And he hit,
And he hit Lamar. You know what I mean? That kid would have got fired immediately.
Lamar would have shit.
I wonder what
himself right
happened to, eh?
When
He
Lamar
probably
would've
he
shit
probably
himself
got
for
he
sure.
probably bought a smoothie somewhere locally in Cleveland. They sprinkled some laxative in his drink
For
and he was
sure,
just shitting
that
everywhere.
stuff happens.
Oh my god.
That's when I love Twitter. When stuff like that happens in sports, Twitter gets so funny.
Yeah,
Man.
you get a that's good. Yeah.
The memes are the
Yeah.
best.
So I think the Dolphins don't get in, and I think the Ravens take the spot of the Dolphins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I don't think they
I,
can.
I can for sure see that happening.
I can't fight
The
against
one
that,
thing about
really.
the Dolphins is that their season's been a positive. They've done things.
Yeah,
that they-
yeah, I'll take it.
They're on the
I'll
up.
take
They're
it.
on the up and up, Miami.
You know,
But
like
the record's tied. It's gonna take one game to slip up. There's 3.
Against the Patriots.
out of
Yeah.
those
Right?
3 QBs that got drafted this year, I think maybe it's probably like right in the middle between Herbert and Tua for
Tua?
which one looks like the most
Yeah.
promising. Like obviously Joe Burrow.
He was humming.
no,
Burrow was humming before
Yeah,
he
he
got
was
hurt.
playing
Yeah.
great. He was playing
He's the
great.
real deal.
And he,
too.
and he,
Her-
yeah,
Herbert's
and
been
they need
balling.
a defense and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, Herbert's been balling like last couple weeks. He's
He
been,
has.
Yeah,
That's why Rivers had to go.
yeah, it's true.
Did you see the one? What happened with Indy last week? They won like at the last second, right? And you see Rivers was on, and he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And there was a guy on Twitter posted, he's like, "Yeah, man, this is the face of a guy who's about to go home and make a 10th kid.
Yeah. I can't wait to go home.
He has 9 kids, man."
That's hilarious.
Okay.
What about the NFC?
And I want to talk about New Orleans Saints. I want to know what you guys think about New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees coming back this weekend.
I think it's rushed. I think they're rushing him back because
You
they're probably
Michael
panicking,
Thomas,
right?
Michael Thomas out for the rest of the regular season too.
Yep.
Yep. Making fantasy owners proud.
Yeah.
I've never
As
been a
he's done
big
all
fan
year.
of the Saints. I'm sure Tristan can contest to this. Too.
Yeah, this guy's wearing
The
Falcons-
Saints
wearing
are the
Falcons
Aints, and
gear
they'll
over
always
here.
be the Aints. But yeah, I think they could definitely make some noise in the NFC. There's people out there that say they can make the Super Bowl.
They could.
I think we're gonna see Aaron Rodgers do what Aaron Rodgers does in that side of the conference.
Imagine if Green Bay gave this guy a weapon and didn't draft the quarterback.
Yeah, like that's the craziest thing. That's that they shied away from helping the guy out,
Yep.
and he's still going out there and proving to them day in day out that
Top
I'm
team.
the reason why this franchise even is relevant right now because they before McCarthy and Rodgers there was Favre and it was on a decline.
After that, yeah.
Yeah.
He's appointment viewing, man. When I see, as I'm a 49ers fan, but when I see Green Bay or when I see KC, I actually stop and watch because I actually
100%.
physically really enjoy watching those two guys play quarterback. It's like amazing to watch.
Yeah.
So true.
You know,
so true. It's
The
must-watch TV.
precision.
It's
There's such-
yeah, man. It's a hard thing to do. Look how many teams are searching for that position, and they make it look so easy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
Right?
Yeah.
It's impressive, man.
I really like the Packers where they are now, and I think the Saints. They have what it takes. They have the defense. I don't know if they can put it together in this short a time with switching quarterbacks and Breeze having punctured lungs. How many cracked ribs?
11.
and
He
losing-
already couldn't push the ball down the field.
and they
right?
and they just
Yeah,
lost
that's-
the greatest slant runner in the league.
Yeah,
So
all the right. The 5-yard slant guy can't guard Mike.
Mr. Can't Guard Mike.
Yeah.
Shout out Can't Guard Mike.
But realistically, like they have what it takes. But are they gonna be able to get over their quarterback controversy or issues and take it to the next step? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't have much faith in New Orleans myself. I think they're gonna be all right, but I'm taking. First of all, I'm taking Arizona, or I would even take Arizona right now. To be honest with you, I like this team. I like this team a lot. I think Kyler's the real deal. I think this guy knows how to play quarterback in the league. He's an athlete, and they got D-Hop.
Yeah.
So are they? From what I can see, are they in?
They're in.
They're in
They're on the
right now.
bubble.
They're on the bubble right now. Who are the last 2 games there? We got
They got the Eagles.
Eagles. I think is a win for them. The whole NFC East might as well just throw in a dumpster and light it on fire.
How about Pat Emerald starting Jalen Hurts?
You know what?
Hunt. What's his name? Jalen Hunt?
Jalen Hurts
Hurts.
is actually very disappointing for me as a Cowboys fan because I really liked the kid and I was hoping he was going to end up in Dallas. But he's honestly going to take Wentz's job. Wentz, we should really talk about where we think Wentz could be playing next year
He's
because
not going nowhere, man. You see how much guaranteed
CFL.
money? How much guaranteed money he's owed?
so he's
CFL.
going to be
CFL.
he's going to be a
CFL.
certified backup for the rest of his career.
At least next year they
That's what I
can't.
see.
It's
And-
dead
Yeah.
money on the cap.
Yeah.
And bro, in terms of his skill set, like his decision making is terrible, but he has an arm. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't like
He does.
Like
He does.
He's a good thrower of the football, but he's just not
He's
a
also
good quarterback.
He
he's
just-
also broken. too.
Yeah, he tries to do too
very
much.
good.
I know-
He
I know-
tries to do too much, and his body's a big guy, and he can get away with some stuff. And he's taken too many hits, I think, over the past 2 years, and that caused a lot of injuries. Right? He's like, it's kind of like Big Ben, except he's just not as big.
Not as big.
Right?
Yeah.
So Big Ben can take the hits, and he's had his injuries here and there, but he kind of persevered through a lot of that, right? Because he can kind of handle the pain or take some hits and,
They
and
always
be okay.
they always talked about it that when he went down on that Super Bowl run and Foles came in, he hasn't been the same since. It's almost like he's trying to prove something to the franchise that, hey, you know, I'm better than Foles. I'm better than, you know, what they think they had. You know what I mean? And it just hasn't panned out for them. And another thing, they don't really have weapons. They've been going with Jarvis, Alshon Jeffrey as their number one wide receiver for seasons. Like they gotta get a better number one than that. You know what I mean? The guy's way past his time.
And the offensive line, like this guy gets sacked, he gets hit. Every time I watch this guy, it's just breaking apart, just like holes. Guys coming through like waterfall, coming through that line all the time.
Yeah.
You can't be successful when that's going on.
Yeah, especially if you're staying in the pocket.
Yeah, man, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like the Rams. I want to say I really like the Rams.
Dude, I do
I
too.
think Sean McVay,
They're the
Yeah.
best
he
team
does a
in the
lot, and their defense is
Yeah.
playing good
Yeah.
football right now.
Yeah.
I really like them. It could be any quarterback there.
Talk
honestly.
about MVP
Yeah.
candidate who needs to get some love on the defensive side of the ball, Mr. Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
holy, this guy's.
He needs the love, right?
Yeah.
He needs the love, but they'll always look at, well, is he leading the league in sacks? Right now he's not. It's technically, I think it's TJ Watt, but they'll always look at that measurement, right? Like you have to, especially for a running back and a defensive player, actually a non-quarterback.
Yeah.
You need to be leading in the key statistical categories
for
at
your
your
position.
position.
Tackles,
Yeah.
tackles, sacks.
Yeah.
That's not the case always for the quarterback, right?
No,
Matt
definitely
Ryan
not.
won MVP in 2016. He played stellar, but he didn't lead the league in passing touchdowns. That was Rodgers,
Yeah.
right?
It was a passer rating. He had a high passer
There's a really high passer rating, yeah, and we were the second seed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's before we get into anything else. Let's go. What do you guys think of the Super Bowl prediction?
Early Super Bowl prediction.
Early Super Bowl prediction based on what we've seen, what we've talked about so far. I'm going to start off. I'm going to go with the original Super Bowl matchup: Kansas City versus Green Bay.
Going on a limb there, Frank. Going out on a limb.
Okay. Go ahead, son.
Go ahead,
I didn't mean to take anyone else's prediction. But
Yeah, no, I don't. I think you basically did take everyone else's prediction. So I think it's gonna be Chiefs Packers.
Yeah. I think my prediction is also Chiefs Packers, but I think for the purpose of us being here today, I'm going to say Rams.
oh, buddy.
I'm going to say Rams. Oh man, it's so hard to go against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
want to
go-
take
I'm gonna-
Steelers. You want to take the Steelers.
I'm going to I think I'm going to say Rams Bills. Bills Mafia, baby. Bills Mafia.
You know what? It's a good thing you brought that up because this year they played each other and it was like a 33-30 game. Absolutely fantastic game.
Yeah.
The Bills were leading all game.
Yeah.
Rams made a huge surge and comeback.
Yeah.
You know that was an incredible game.
Right. And there's
You know,
the only
it
two
would be a
teams
great
I
Super
think
Bowl
that
matchup.
beat the Bills convincingly this year in their conference is the Titans and the Chiefs, right?
So that's
Those are
going
the only
to be my
two
pick.
teams.
That's going to be my Super Bowl pick.
And
Obviously,
big Titans
the Chiefs
fan over
are
here.
who the Chiefs are, but I have a vested interest for many reasons to see Tennessee do well.
King Henry.
They're also a really strong team. They got a good coach, good quarterback, good running back, strong defense. And honestly, I'm going to go off the board in the NFC. I'm going to go Brady and the boys.
Wow.
Wow.
And who knows? I'm going to go on a limb.
Jesus
I
Murphy.
think A-Rod's going to do it, but don't count out Brady. Brady
How many of the Bucks games have you watched this year?
Not a lot, but I'm just going to
When you go out and you just pull up some of that tape,
Yeah.
he's really struggling.
struggling.
He's
I don't know
he's
how
going
they
great,
turned it
too.
around. He has to go golfing with Arians because they need to figure some shit.
They gotta
That's what they've been doing.
NFL won't let 'em,
Golfing-
though.
They can't. The NFL's not even letting them go golfing together because of all the COVID bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good pick, and the Super Bowl's in Tampa this year, so
Super Bowl's in Tampa. The
Yeah.
league fixes things for Brady. You know, I can see it happening, man.
If it happens, we'll just have to. Honestly, I'll bite my tongue because
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I do not have faith in Brady. I think Brady's pretty much done. It's a wrap for him.
talk to the guy that drafted him in fantasy, along with the rest of the offense.
All right. Can we take a break real quick?
Alrighty, so let's get right back into things. Get that footy talk going. So, I think everyone's talking about the Champions League right now. The draws just came out. Some notable teams are missing. Some surprise teams are basically made the cut, and I think that we should start off with like the first game that's on the schedule. So Borussia Mönchengladbach will be hosting Man City.
What a name for a squad.
Should have been Inter.
Should have been Inter. That should be the name for them. Should have been Inter.
You know what? That's a.
That sounds like it could be
Right?
A team, though.
You know, I think
Yeah.
Calcutta facing should have been Inter.
I think this game's gonna get overlooked, and not a lot of people are gonna watch it because it's Mönchengladbach versus City.
Yeah.
But for the sake of big clubs, Inter versus Man City would have been a much better matchup. People would have actually tuned in to watch the game.
Yeah.
But now no one really cares what's going to happen. They just expect City to just dominate that match.
Yeah,
I think that's a consensus
it's
across
a
the board.
foreseeable result. I think everyone naturally. If I was a betting man, which I am, I would bet my money on Man City. Simple.
I mean, for the sake of the Champions League, though, if someone who's maybe a fan of Champions League and has no attachment to any team that's here, if they watch the group stage, they'll see that Borussia Mönchengladbach actually played well in the group stage, right? And they pulled a lot of good points away from teams that are better, like Inter.
Inter got 4 points from them, though.
Yeah.
It's just Inter couldn't play well in the other matchups.
Yeah. That's fair, yeah.
Unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
I just want to say, I think with Man City, they have the best, one of the best names in all of sport. I love saying it. I just want to say it. Gundogan.
Gundogan.
That's my guy.
Good stuff, yeah. And Man City's pulled a couple wins together. I mean, in the Prem lately, right? Like, they haven't been placing well based on where they are in the standings, but over the past, I think, 2 weeks or so, they've pulled a couple wins together, right?
Yeah, they won today against Southampton 1-0.
Yep.
I mean, Southampton's a great club.
Yeah.
Awesome run of form right now.
Yeah.
It was a
I'd
nice
say
goal. It was a nice goal. I watched it. Sterling finish. Nice run from Van Dijk. Sent it into the middle. Tic-tac-toe. It was a nice goal.
yeah.
I think Guardiola, that's the biggest thing for him, because if you look where they are in the standings and the Prem, you know,
He's cared what he says. He's focused on Champions League.
I think it's clear focus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's missing. It's missing for the fans, right?
Yeah.
And the club.
Yeah.
I think Man City is one of probably the top 3, top 4, probably deepest teams right now in the Champions League.
That's right. Yeah, they got a lot of depth.
They do. It's true.
They're going to focus on Champions League. I think the whole point of creating depth like that is to make sure that you can, put up a fight on both fronts.
Hey, this guy Fernand, I'm not going to lie. I didn't even know. Where did he come from? I never heard of him. This guy came on the scene.
He's 21 years old.
He's a player.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he understands Guardiola's system. You know what I mean? As long as you understand what your coach is telling you.
The system, it's key, right?
Yeah,
you can flourish. You can flourish.
That's why
it's
guys
key.
like
System
Aguero
is
are
key.
sitting on the bench, because there's other guys on the squad that are doing more than what Aguero would be doing.
He was hurt too, Aguero, right?
Yeah, but I think he's coming back into the squad now, and he really hasn't touched the field.
He was on the bench today. He was available today, but he didn't
touch the field.
I don't think he played. I didn't watch the
He
end.
did have a
But
start a couple weeks ago. But yeah. I think going back to the point that you guys made about the signing of, the system that Guardiola uses, I think Man City's one of those teams that are in like a really great position because of the financial backing they have. He can get any player that he wants to play his system. And I think
they were even in the Messi. They were even in the Messi sweepstakes.
Like any signing that they make always hits.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to our next matchup.
What about Lazio and the, I'd say, favorites?
For sure, the
Bayern.
favorite.
Everyone, an Italian team. Look at this. Three Italian teams in this round of 16, and my squad's not even here. It's absolutely disgraceful, and I just want to say it on camera and on the mic. I'm disgusted as an Inter fan.
We stand. Frank stands with all of the other Inter fans.
Give a big shout out to our boy Alphonso Davies.
Alphonso Davies.
And he was on the World 11, right?
That's right.
He made the World 11.
He was,
20 years old.
Best left back in the world.
What a job.
It's arguable. It's definitely arguable right now. He is, as long as he stays on track and keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to be a legend of the game, 100%.
Yeah.
I think whatever angle
he's already won a treble too, right?
Yeah.
Accolades.
Yeah,
he
could.
Well,
He
how
could
many
be
players
the
can
best
say
to some
that?
people. Yeah, there's a lot that can't say that, right?
As a Canadian, I think he's the only Canadian to have ever won a treble.
The Champions League. He's the only Canadian to start in
European treble. They won the German Cup, they won the league, and then now the Champions League. And they could do it again this year. Imagine they went back-to-back trebles.
Right, you see this guy? Do you guys follow him on Instagram? Right on?
I do now.
Oh, yeah.
What, buddy? This
Yeah,
guy
he-
lives
yeah.
the life, man.
He
He's
really
over
does.
there in Ibiza, and like, buddy, 20 years old,
His-
and he's won the treble. He's won Champions League.
Yeah.
He's just on the island.
His girlfriend's a baller too, isn't she?
for PSG.
Yeah, for PSG. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
Canadian also, and
Yeah.
she's like
That's
top,
amazing.
top quality too. Very,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
These guys are building a power couple.
I'm
man.
telling you,
I,
man.
I think it's a consensus here too. I think Lazio, they
Yo,
they have
you
no
got to
bus-
give them credit for what it is that they're
Yeah.
able to do. But
get to the round of 16, but
I think what they're able to do, over the couple years in the Serie A is good too, right? And I
Yeah,
think it's
it's
just
impressive.
translating to
Yeah,
European football.
they always get
Impressive.
European spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're always consistently.
What's her name there? Go back.
but like I think
Yeah, you
even,
want-
even domestically with what they were able to do. I think
Last
Ciro-
season. Last
Chi-
season.
Ciro Immobile
Yeah.
has been like the biggest G for that
Yeah,
team. Like
Yeah, he really has.
Every year, and I think last year was like they went like almost. I can't even remember how many games it was, but they were unbeaten for a while. And
Yeah.
credits to Simeone and Zaghi. He really got the boys playing, right?
Inzaghi.
That's right.
What was her name there, Bert? Go back. I just want to give a shout out. Where's due?
Jordan
Hutima. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. But shout out for her. She's professional in
think
PSG. Shacking up with Alphonso Davies, doing their thing out there, representing for Canada. Good for them, man.
Good for her. Yeah, I think she's
Yeah.
from Vancouver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good for her. It's awesome.
good stuff.
All right, what's the next
Next
matchup?
matchup is,
I think consensus though Bayern for sure.
Bayern. Yeah,
They've,
I got
they've,
Bayern.
they've only gotten better.
They gotta
literally only
they
gotten
gotta
better.
go to Lazio first.
Yeah.
but,
Doesn't matter.
as long as they get like 3-4 goals, which they're probably gonna do.
Yeah. All right,
Very
so
likely.
Next matchup, we got Atletico at home to Chelsea. So
What
it's
a matchup.
That's a
game
good
one.
matchup.
That's
right
a good
there.
gonna be
matchup. Yeah.
awesome.
And
One of the
Atletico-
better matchups
Yeah.
of the round of 16.
Yeah, and Atletico's in form. Well, like
Yeah.
minus like the Madrid loss that they had, right? They lost to Real Madrid, I think, last week or something like that.
right?
Exactly, that's what
a
I'm
derby,
saying.
yeah.
And
that's
they
a
were in
big
first
thing,
place
yeah.
before that. They got Luis Suarez playing pretty well for them. I mean, like you can't expect him to have the same output that he had
Yeah.
on Barcelona with that. squad.
Costa
Yeah.
made a comment today. Diego Costa. He says, he comes, he starts scoring, and just when I'm healthy, and I can't even play because he's always on the field.
Yeah.
Atletico always shows out in Champions League. They always
They
have strong
do, yeah,
Champions League
and they have a
performances.
lot. I think they have a lot more going forward.
Yeah,
in the attacking side
Joao
this
Felix
year.
is
Joao
a
Felix.
They've
He-
always been stellar
fantastic
defensively,
football
right?
player.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey,
Well
does Joao
coached.
Felix got a couple Portuguese guys here? Does Joao Felix even start for the national team right now?
Absolutely. I put, in my opinion, he needs to be on the field.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
in
Was
my,
he-
in
They,
my
they
opinion,
play different. They play different.
he
formations
does have to
too.
be on the field, but does he get on the field?
Is he-
I don't know. I don't know if he starts really for Portugal. There's been so many games where he starts maybe on the left or on the right, and those aren't really his positions. He needs to be
Exactly.
central, but Ronaldo needs to be central.
Bruno.
Fernandes needs to be central.
Exactly.
Portugal's problem, as a side note, has always been they have too many guys that play the same positions.
Yeah,
So that's always their issue, right? It's all you
great.
have so much
Great.
talent, but you don't know where to put
Couldn't
them.
put it any other way, and you can't play everyone up front, right?
That's what I mean. Exactly.
Yeah.
So what about Chelsea?
Uh,
No one wants to say anything because
I-
nobody here supports Chelsea.
you know, I
I don't want to be
personally,
biased.
personally, they're fighting for
Yeah.
the league. They're playing great football.
Yeah.
They could
Yeah.
definitely give Atletico a run.
100%.
Maybe that's the matchup right there. It's how many away goals they get in Atletico in the first matchup. If they can get
100%.
2 goals, they're cruising.
Exactly.
Because Atletico
Exactly.
can't score goals on the road, especially at
100%.
Stamford Bridge.
How many goals they get in this first matchup
That
is
is
key.
the
Yeah.
biggest.
But they have a
biggest thing.
chance. They have a chance.
I
do,
agree.
for sure.
I think the matchup is even enough. For, they both do have chances. But like I'm gonna go back to talking about depth. I don't think that Chelsea has the depth to really put up like a contention on both fronts, especially in the Champions League. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna get down to a point. I mean, the regular season doesn't start until, these matchups don't start until like February.
Yeah.
So between now and then,
Transfer window opens too.
Yeah, they
transfer-
could sign
they
guys.
can.
and-
But
Yeah.
I think them signing players right now in the January window is highly unlikely, given how much they spent in the summer.
in the summer, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
they did
That's a
spend
good
a lot
point.
of
And
money.
Kai
Good
Havertz,
point.
and
Well,
I'll say it, they haven't really lived up to how much money they spent.
Yeah, but when it's under the bright lights of Champions League, and we all know Chelsea performs well in Champions League.
Yeah.
You know,
They do.
They do too. It's true.
I think we should go around the table quick because this is a very good matchup.
Yeah.
I think personally, my opinion, Chelsea wins the leg.
Yeah.
They go to the next round.
I think it's me at Letty.
I take Atleti.
I'm going with Frank. I'm gonna take Chelsea as well. I
Yeah.
think they're playing strong.
Yeah, I think those players are gonna put it together and they're gonna shock Atletico. Even though Atletico's been very
Strong.
very well in this tournament.
I wouldn't
as
be
well.
surprised. to see
They've made
Atletico win,
finals.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
do they? It's that first matchup. Chelsea on the
first
road.
matchup
They get
is
those
key.
goals in that matchup. I think Chelsea's gonna
For sure.
take
Alright.
take
Okay.
that matchup.
All right, next matchup, we got RB Leipzig at home to Liverpool.
But
And
I
like,
see Liverpool today.
Oh, that's 7-0 shot
7-0.
lacking.
Against Crystal Palace on the road.
Salah was
On
on the
the
bench
wild.
too.
That was insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
yeah,
I'm
that
telling
was-
you, man, Liverpool turning it up at the right
that
time.
was Liverpool's biggest away win since like 1894 or something
Holy.
like that.
7-0, man. That's in
1890.
Premier League
Something,
against
so-
Crystal
something
the
ridiculous
leather ball.
like that. Like it's been over 100 years since they smashed a team this hard on the road.
Firmino.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, you got two.
it's so
Yeah.
it's so interesting that Liverpool
came
wins
on.
and they win these games and they win
got
by
two and
big.
he
It's
came
like their front three, they're attacking three, which may be one of the best right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Anywhere, it's like they're always on the score sheet. Assists, goals, Firmino, Sane, Salah. They're always on the score sheet.
Yeah, it's true.
Leipzig's been playing great football.
Yeah,
They
and,
got they
Yeah.
got some great players on the team.
and
Upamecano on defense, you know what I mean? Poulsen up front, he's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
dangerous.
and they're third. They're third right now in the league. They're third right now. In the
They
league.
they compete.
And Liverpool, looking at back to Liverpool, but they're top of the table now. But 4 weeks ago, a month ago,
we were
they
what
weren't
was
at
happening
the,
to them?
they weren't at the top.
We were
of
all.
the table,
I was
right?
worried about them. I thought they were going to
now
fall
they're
off
like
a bit.
they're more than one win clear of the table.
This is
Right
the
there,
four-
the table's there. There you go.
This
bro.
is-
This is
But
the
they've got
form
games
they
in hand.
need.
They played 14
beating
games.
beating
Right.
Tottenham, beating Tottenham, and then now going into this Champions League matchup against a strong Leipzig team, they
Yeah,
have
that's
to
good,
play
yeah.
well.
Imagine.
Games like 7-0 against Crystal Palace is going to boost the confidence of everyone on the team.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I like about the
Everyone.
Premier League this year, bro? It's sorry, Frank. You finished your point there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's open. It's open this year, man. For the first time in a long time, it's not one or two teams running away from the table.
Can't wait to the next Merseyside derby.
Yeah, same.
But you know what? I think it's a lot. A lot of the leagues are like this. Like they're very open. Like Real Sociedad is at the top of La Liga right now, or very close to the top.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Sporting, the Lions, baby. They're at the top of the Portuguese league right now. Who knows how long it will last? But I think COVID shook everything up. So a lot of the leagues are
I just want to say one thing about the Premier League. So Manchester United has caught a lot of slack.
Here we go.
A lot of friggin'
Yeah,
slack.
'cause this could be them. This
But
could be them. This could be them right
people,
here.
People don't understand. I guess if you're looking at the league table, then you would. But Manchester United, 12 games played, 23 points. You have Everton in second place with 26 points in 14 games.
14 games.
So if we win both of our next games, the games that we have in hand,
Yeah.
we would be second on the
second
league.
place. Yeah.
So it's like everyone's so quick to like hit the red button or hit the alarm. And I think that Manchester United, I don't want to say that we're back, but because there's still a few signings I think that we need to make. But I think that we have a real chance right now of making a push for the Premier League
100%. There's a lot of football left.
over Tottenham too. Over Tottenham.
Yeah, there's a lot of soccer left, man.
Man, he's on the right trajectory. Like they're
Yeah.
going the right way
Bruno,
right
shout
now.
out Bruno Fernandes.
I don't know. I don't know if
Bruno, another
Bruno.
line.
Yeah.
Literally, man. I was waiting for another pork
He's
talk to come and
fantastic.
save us. And
he's
And he
he's
came and he
fantastic.
showed up.
he's here.
Yeah, we're getting off topic. We're talking about Manchester United.
What's
We should be
next?
talking about the matchup.
We can turn this into Manchester.
But no. If you want to, I think we could all of us should say one time Solskjaer out. He's a legend of the club, but
Yeah.
He has no business coaching that team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It depends.
I
though.
disagree.
It depends.
I disagree.
It's a whole topic in itself. Let's
Yeah,
get back
so
to Champions
back to
League.
Champions
over
League,
here.
yeah.
So we're all going
Sorry.
Liverpool, I'm sure, right? Everyone's picking Liverpool over here.
Yeah.
I'm
I
going to
got-
be the one
I
off.
got
I'm going to say
the
Leipzig shocks them because Leipzig has been playing great in this tournament.
Wow.
Yeah. Yo,
I'm saying,
Well, yeah, you're gonna put money down or what? That's
you know what?
worthwhile.
The odds are good. The odds are good. I might just do it. I might just sprinkle a bit.
No, we may put money down like right here.
all right.
Okay, let's move on.
Cool.
Next
Yo,
one.
I think RB Leipzig too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with Jack and Liverpool. I know
100%.
Jack's going
Liverpool,
Liverpool.
Liverpool
so.
defense is shot.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
Absolutely.
Juve Porto.
Oh, well, I'll let you guys talk for a bit. Give Ronaldo some praise for sure because Ronaldo's he's Mr. Champions
Another
League.
2 goals.
And he's
today.
going back to
Yeah.
Portugal. He's gonna score like 3 penalties.
Yeah,
at least.
for sure.
So here's the question about Ronaldo: if Juve doesn't win Champions League, does Ronaldo stay at Juventus for another season? Because he was there. Everyone, you could say whatever, but Juve was winning the domestic league left, right, and center. I think how many years in a row? I know quite a few before Ronaldo
Yeah.
got there,
Yeah.
and he was brought there to win Champions League.
Yeah. I also think this year and even going back to the end of last year, it's a bit more competitive. I don't think Juve's their quality has decreased. I think the quality of the Serie A and the teams in there have increased. So
Yeah, I agree.
they have more to fight with. But I agree. I think Juve is gonna. I think they're gonna go far. Personally, I have money on them to win the whole thing.
Oh, yeah?
that I
Yeah.
put down back like in the summer. It was a while ago, but I think they're gonna win the whole thing. Maybe I'm biased just because I want to see Ronaldo win another one, but he's going back to Portugal for that first game, and I think he begs at least 2, and it may be a wrap after the first match.
Yeah, I'm definitely on Juventus as well, 100%.
Yeah, you know what? They should. It would be a disappointment if they didn't even make the round of 8.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I'll just say, because I follow the Portuguese league, Porto is the only team out of the top 3, the big dogs, that have been dropping points often.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Is this accurate? You guys won the league last fucking 10 years.
That's
telling
a
you.
run.
That is not a joke,
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
not a
gonna
typo.
I'm
That
gonna
is not-
say
I
it
thought
here.
was 8. It's 10?
It's 10.
You heard it here first. My team has nothing else to play for. They are winning the Serie A this year. It's going to change this year.
Okay,
Inter
you
will win
heard
the
it
Serie
here.
A. You heard it here first. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And who was the last one before that?
AC Milan.
AC Milan. And before that was Inter.
9 seasons.
Before that was AC, then Inter had a run for 5.
Yeah, because Juve was in Serie B.
That's
Because the scandal. Because
That
they're a
was
bunch
the
of.
match- that was the match
Anyways,
fixing,
let's not
remember?
get into that.
Juve got sent to Serie B.
AC Milan got like
Okay.
dock points. Like that was.
So another big heavyweight matchup. I think another top matchup
Oh,
is
yeah.
Barca.
PSG. Wow. Neymar versus Messi.
Ooh.
You know, Barca's on a bad,
Yeah.
downward
They're on a
spiral.
slide,
Yeah.
yeah.
the negative
You
energy
know,
around that club.
Yeah,
A lot of negative
and
energy.
they can't get the right guy managing. They finally got the president out. Who knows if they're, the club legend stays another beyond this year.
Yeah.
you know?
It doesn't really look.
And
like,
if
Maybe he goes to the team he's playing, the Champions League
it,
right now.
who knows, it could happen.
Yeah.
It could, but Barca's not. I don't think they really have a chance in this
I agree.
time.
I think for Barca, it's they haven't looked good lately, and they don't have the same chemistry that
the
they've had in the
quality.
past or quality. But in Champions League, I think it's Barcelona. They're a good club. In any matchup, it doesn't matter who it's against. I've always give them a chance. And before maybe we talk a bit more about Messi and the possible PSG news, but I'm gonna go with Barca on this matchup. I don't think PSG ever has what it takes to do anything in champ. They went to the finals last year, but I don't rate PSG. What is the point of PSG?
It's
All this money.
I think it's a Manchester
put
City.
all
What
it
is
into
what is
matches.
It's
PSG
Manchester.
mean?
It's
To do
all.
what?
That's what it is with today's football. The players don't. I don't think players have passion like anymore. It's all about how much money they're making,
They have so
and
much
all these new
skill.
clubs that came out of that are just coming up that don't really have a big deep history in European football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's times have changed in football. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I think PSG definitely has a shot to beat Barcelona.
Of course, yeah.
This first road matchup, away goals is such a big thing in Champions League because
Yeah.
if you have away goals, it's almost like you have one up. So
Yeah.
like the other team has to score an extra goal or they're knocked out on away goals.
Yeah.
You could be tied at the end of on aggregate, but if you don't have as many away goals as the other team, you're out.
That's
true.
That's such a unique
Yeah.
thing for soccer, right?
Very, and
No other sport has
and
an
it's very
equivalent
it's very
tiebreaker
it's
like
the
that.
very depressing to see
No.
teams go out on that because
Yeah.
it really should go to another round. But
So Frank, who you got?
in this matchup, PSG.
I got Barcelona. I think
I'm going with Barca.
I think if PSG was going to do it, they were going to do it with Thiago Silva. I think back when he was on that squad, they had a similar sort of setup. I don't see them winning. I think Barca.
I'm going PSG.
PSG.
Yeah. All right.
This is another intriguing matchup.
Next one, yeah.
Sevilla
So under the
and
radar
Dortmund.
matchup, I think.
and Dortmund. Another could have been a possible repeat of the European Europa League final, which Inter would have been, and it was against Sevilla.
yeah.
And if Inter won this group, this group that Dortmund, Mönchengladbach, Shakhtar, and Inter went on to the final day. Every team had a shot to make it through. Inter could have finished first in this group. You know what I mean? And this could have been their
What
matchup,
happened, yeah.
but their revenge game. But we're seeing Dortmund versus Sevilla, and don't get me wrong, this is a great matchup. It's very competitive.
Just a little sour.
I'm just very sour.
Yeah.
Every time I see this, it makes me sick.
I totally agree with you. If
You're on the same boat
Dortmund-
as me. You're in the same boat as me.
yeah.
You're a Manchester
No,
United fan.
and if
You know exactly how this feels.
if this was Dortmund against Inter, wouldn't like this would be
It's a sexier matchup.
Sexier matchup.
No, I mean
100%.
Sevilla Inter.
Yeah,
Sevilla Inter would be a sexy.
And I
matchup.
probably would take Inter. I think I would take Inter in.
over both of these teams.
Yeah, I think I would. I take Inter now that these teams are against each other.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of on the fence, right?
Mm.
I'm more or less like, first game in Spain. I think Dortmund goes in and can score 2 away goals and then maybe take it home and win.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, Sevilla fans, like you're a Europa League
The
team.
Europa League.
Yeah.
And then they'll just drop out and win Europa League.
The teams in the round of 16 still drop out and go into Europa League, or is this?
Yes.
I don't know.
That's how it's been in the past.
Is it?
Yeah, round of 16, you get
a chance. In
you
the
get
next-
moved to Europa League.
Europa League, yeah.
I don't know if
think
they've
after
changed the rules
No,
since
but I
then.
think the once they go to round of 8, those teams should
8,
not.
no, yeah,
No, those
because
teams round-
that's considered quarterfinal.
Yeah,
Right?
makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Round of 16 still has a chance to go back to Europa League and win that.
Yeah.
And
So who we
that's
going?
most like I'm going Dortmund. Dortmund's the
I
stronger
got Dortmund.
I got
Dortmund's
Dortmund
the
too.
stronger
Dortmund
team,
for
yeah.
sure.
Dortmund around the
Without
board.
question.
Dortmund's gonna
Someone
get
should bet against us
yeah.
on that because Sevilla could clearly win.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I think Dortmund scores some away goals in the first matchup, and Sevilla just they're not a team that scores a lot of goals. They play just more like that holding style of football and just wait for a counterattacking opportunity and just hold. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's what they did against Inter in the Champions in the Europa League game in the Europa League final last year.
Mm-hmm.
They just they counterattacked and they scored first and we got smoked.
Yeah.
I hate my team right now. As you can hear, and you see pain in my
We have
eyes.
a
I just can't do it.
scorned Inter fan on the pod.
It's
Right,
absolutely
yeah.
disgraceful.
And the last
Okay,
matchup,
final matchup.
we got Atalanta.
Atalanta versus
Real
Los
Madrid.
Blancos.
This is gonna be an awesome matchup.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Atalanta right now.
It's been a good
But-
one, yeah.
But
They're the black and blue this year.
The black and blue. Shed a tear.
oh man,
Yeah, I don't know. I think Real Madrid, like their showing in Champions League this year has been
Dreadful.
awful.
yeah.
Awful. Like not
The
up to
only
their
time they
standards,
ever
not up
showed
to
up
the
to play was
standards
against
of-
Inter. That was the only time they showed up to play.
Or did
Well,
Inter just not
well,
show up to
yeah.
Champions League?
To be fair,
Period.
Real Madrid.
Lost both
They-
matchups
when-
to Shakhtar. This,
But when they
in this
needed to
group stage.
win, they won. Right?
Yeah.
When they needed to beat Borussia Mönchengladbach,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
they
won
showed
that
up.
game. They
Yeah.
needed to win. They couldn't tie.
Yeah, they
Borussia
won.
could. They could have
Yeah.
tied, but Real Madrid needed to win. They won, and they came through as the first place team.
Yes,
The
they,
first
they
place
were
team in the
they were
group.
really in trouble though because they both times losing to Shakhtar, like probably the worst team in my opinion in that group.
Yeah.
And to beat Real Madrid, giants of this tournament, 13 plus.
Oh,
you know.
their fan base was probably going
Yeah,
nuts.
it's absolutely. It
So
doesn't even make sense.
They've also
sometimes.
never been to the Europa League, so that would have been a first for them.
Yeah,
That's never happened in their history, right?
No.
in their
No.
history.
It's
That's
long-
that's a,
incredible.
that's a
That's
huge
incredible.
that's a huge
Yeah.
feat. I personally think this is a mismatch, and Atalanta stands no chance in this
You don't-
matchup.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Sonny.
Madrid 4-0 in the
think-
first game.
I disagree.
I think if you take into account the fact that Papu Gomez is like in and out of the squad, all
There's some controversy there.
Yeah.
He might be leaving in January.
Yeah,
I think,
He had a falling out with the coach, and
and he's the
That'd be
captain.
rough.
He's the captain, and I think that's going to cause some issues in their side. And if you take into account the fact that Hazard will be back by February, so
Yeah.
they'll have him, a part of the team back in the squad.
Yeah.
I think he's captained them a couple of times, $100 million signing. I expect for Real Madrid to win this.
Okay. All right.
absolutely. I think you guys. I think it's a consensus one. Atalanta could shock in the first game, but Real Madrid then goes home, and Atalanta's
knows?
just no match.
Yeah.
I'm going Real Madrid 100%.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I got Madrid.
All right.
And that covers Champions League.
Yeah,
So I
Champions
think
League. Yeah,
with that, we're going to conclude. We'll cut and then be back with Raptors and maybe a little NBA,
Yeah,
little NBA
Raptors
action.
dog.
Okay.
my good
NBA
Raptors
action.
dog.
All right, we're back with the Raptors wrap up. So to end off the podcast, we're just going to do a quick segment on where the Toronto Raptors are and sort of projections for the future. So Raptors, 3 preseason games done, 2 wins against the Charlotte Hornets, 1 loss against the Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
They don't really have the big presence that they have last year and the previous year when they won the championship. You know what I mean? The losing Ibaka and Gasol and guys have to step up. Boucher's got to step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of guys need to step up, and
Yeah.
I think the Raptors, even going to last season, a lot of their success was built upon longevity and chemistry. Like, they have
For
good
sure.
chemistry, and a lot of the guys that were performing last year, and maybe some guys like Van Vliet that got contracts, they've kind of been in the wins and waiting to kind of get their spotlight or their turn in the spotlight, and that's a little bit different now going this year, and we're looking to those guys to be leaders.
Yeah.
Well, he got paid. Freddie got paid. He deserved to get paid.
Absolutely.
He deserved to get paid. But I think with the
Absolutely.
Raptors now, you're seeing evolution, and you're seeing the when Masai came, one thing he talked about a lot was building a program, not building a team, building a program, and we're starting to see the fruits of that program.
Absolutely.
The 905 is firmly established there, and I think they've built a culture. And I think for Raptors this year, I think the most important thing is to maintain that culture.
Yeah.
Because they have respect in the league. If we all remember 10 years ago, before DeMar and all that stuff started, we were the laughing stock of the league. Everyone thought of us as second class. Raptors were an afterthought. Now we have
from
respect.
Canada.
Now we have respect. We have to make the playoffs this year. We can't go.
Oh yeah, that's without
We have to
question.
make playoffs.
That's without question.
Right?
100%.
Keep teams respect. So when free agency comes or trades come up, that we still have the respect like on our name. Not to use a common phrase nowadays, but you have to have that, especially in the NBA, man. Especially for the Raptors.
I think it's very much within our grasp.
100%.
Like
The team
the Ra-
is there, man.
We talk about the Raptors culture, and I think that it's like a top-down approach, right? We have an amazing
The
like
best.
leadership and management.
Yeah, top to
Masai-
bottom.
Masai is an absolute G.
Yeah.
You know that he's always, got the best interests of the team at heart. And I think between him and Nick Nurse, the culture is what it's going to be. But I think that we just, as fans, we just got to sort of gauge what our expectations are going to be for the season.
Yeah.
So to your point, I think, yes, playoffs. But I don't, realistically, I don't think we're going to be good enough to make it to a conference final or anything like that.
No, I don't think so.
No.
That-
And the program that you guys are discussing, I think that's something that us and maybe everybody in this room we can say that as level-headed fans of the Raptors, right? It's we're not just trying to sell out and win one year. No, we win the championship, that's over. No, we want there to be longevity, and we want the program that you said, Jack, we want it to be long-lasting, right? So
Exactly.
there can be championships and great teams and great players that come out in all different eras.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're not going to win. One team wins. There's 30 teams in the league.
No.
You're not going to win a championship every year, right?
Yeah.
But we actually won one, which is fucking awesome,
great.
which is cool.
For
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah,
For
yeah,
for
yeah.
Canada.
Insane.
For Canada.
Never
For
forget
Canada,
that.
yeah.
Insane, bro.
We did that for Canada, that's right.
Raptor style championship
Yeah.
aside.
To
Get that
2019.
in screen or what?
It'll never.
You see it right there? Yeah, nice.
But I think
Yeah, it's engraved forever.
Masai showed the blueprint, right? Because we're never going to attract that free agent. If you look back, the biggest free agent that we signed in Raptors history, biggest deal, well, there's two guys, Hito Turkoglu and Damari Carroll. Both of them flops. We don't attract big free agents. We have to draft, develop, build enough assets so that when a Kawhi becomes available, we can spend assets, bring him in, and he's on a quality team because there were so many assets.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Masai did. And he's doing the same thing. Keep the ship steady, keep
Yeah.
it steady, bring these guys, and then when a Kawhi or somebody's available, you ship it out one
Keep
time.
the core, that's
Yeah.
right.
I think the biggest guy that needs to step up is Siakam. I think we can all
100%.
agree.
Yeah.
Hey, the
Based
guy
on
makes too
last
much
year.
money to, not be putting up the numbers he should,
Yeah.
and when he had a player like Kawhi around him, he did everything and more. It looked like a superstar. So I think that's the biggest piece that needs to step up to play. Maybe
He had a bad bubble.
maybe we can make a good run.
Yeah.
Maybe finish top 4 in the East. I don't know.
Yeah. I think
Maybe.
Siakam's looking
They've
to
been
bounce
they.
back.
That's the thing though. Over the last like 6-7 years, they've been right there at the top of the East. So, they have. I don't think they have the bigs to do it.
Who's in their way in the East? Obviously Milwaukee.
But they don't have the bigs to do it,
Obviously
do
the
they?
Nets, Miami.
No, they don't
Well,
have
they
the
brought in
bigs.
Aaron Baines.
Baines is solid. Baines is solid.
Um,
And then Siakam,
yeah.
like you said, Siakam has to step up.
Yeah.
But it's not even about the bigs. To be honest, we don't have the star power that you're going to need it when it comes down to the short strokes in the NBA. You need those guys.
Yeah,
You
they-
need,
If we look at what the Raptors were able to do this past season in the bubble and everything, Serge Ibaka was a huge part of that.
man,
Yeah.
Serge is
Like
a big
break-
miss.
I don't want to say a breakout year because he's been solid for years, but like
Yeah.
15 points a game, I think that was like a career high for him. Like he was great and he showed up when we needed him. So
I
He
think we're
embraced
gonna-
Toronto, man.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we might miss Serge as a leader.
Yeah.
me
Big
too.
big
Big
missing
as
piece
a
as
leader,
a
right?
big
Yeah,
missing
man.
piece.
yeah, he's a huge personality.
Yeah.
But so what do you guys think?
Of the rookie,
The
Malachi
rookie,
Flynn. Malachi
Looks like
Flynn.
Freddie Van Vliet to me.
Yeah.
Freddie Van Vliet 2.0.
Yo, he looks like, honestly, when he's running around out there, he looks like Steph Curry. Like I'm not, but no, but I'm not talking about just in terms of
Because
gameplay.
he's a light
No.
skin,
He's a
eh?
skinny,
Just-
light skin.
Yeah.
He looks like like when Steph Curry was a freshman in the league.
Yeah.
Remember the old Warriors jersey?
Yeah.
That's
The
what he
dark
looks
blue
like.
with the
and,
yellow.
and dude, he moves fantastic off the ball. He's got great handles.
Shoots well.
Yeah,
shoots
yeah,
the
he
ball
shoots well.
He
yeah.
does kind of
Yeah.
look a little Steph-esque. But
I think the biggest thing about this game,
No
in
picture.
particular, basketball, is just you got to be in the zone. You got to
Yeah.
be in rhythm. You got to get you got to shoot your shots, because if you don't shoot, you can't score. Right?
He has a confidence, right? I think one thing that you see with Malachi Flynn, it's again talking about program with the Raptors. They have a philosophy. They draft grown men.
Mm-hmm.
They draft mature people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When like this guy 4 years in college,
Mhm.
Fred Van Vliet, Norm Powell, these guys, that's how they, unless you get a freak athlete, every once in a while you have no choice. You have to pick those guys.
Yeah.
But when they're making draft picks, they're picking mature people who know their
Yeah.
game,
Mm.
understand their game.
Pascal, New
Pas-
Mexico.
Yeah, 21, 22. It's a lot different than 18, 19.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
understanding the body mechanics and what you're good at, and where your slot is in the game, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, when if you're with a college program for 4 years,
Yeah.
at that point you're committed to basketball. Like most of these kids are 1-2 years. They either go to the NBA or they somehow flop out. They get dropped from the team and they end up playing some other some other basketball league in Europe.
Yeah,
or
four
something.
years you're
yeah,
refined.
Or in Asia, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You really love the game. Like
Yeah,
you
it's
really
true.
want to play basketball. So
Yeah.
for 4 years, and these
Straight
kids
commitment.
straight commitment, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
So where do we see our guys, our Raptors finish in this year?
Yeah, I think maybe 5.
So you got what? Brooklyn 1, Milwaukee 2, or vice versa?
We're just throwing Brooklyn right up there. They get two super.
We're not even.
super heavyweights.
We haven't seen
get-
anything.
Yeah,
We're just
just
throwing
throw
them
them
up
right
there.
up at the
You
top.
get KD,
Sometimes
it's
the way-
NBA, man.
It works like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
I think
KD is-
in all sports it's like that. When you see the teams bring in the free agent, especially in basketball,
Especially
the
in
big ticket
basketball.
signings
He's
and
a-
guys that are proven around the league, you have to look at them as a top.
He's
It's
a
like
freak.
LeBron. LeBron goes somewhere. Obviously, not to say anybody's on his level, but KD is the closest guy probably in the league when he's on form to stand at that
Yeah.
level. When he shows up to a team, it's instantly changed.
Yeah,
Who we laughing at there, Bembry?
No,
yeah.
who the hell is he's like, who's Aaron Baines? Like, who is
Yeah.
this guy? He's like, I don't know who this
Yeah.
guy is.
I agree, Sonny. Though I think 5'6".
5'6".
5'6" around
I,
that
I,
area.
I think I'm gonna say our surprise Raptor this year is gonna probably be OG Anunoby.
He's gonna
Oh, I'm
I
looking.
think he's gonna ball out for us.
contract
OG.
year.
Yeah.
Contract
Contract
year.
year. That's
I
right.
think that's really important. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna be a very important piece for us.
With Surge gone, that's like
Minutes
what?
are
Maybe
there.
another 6,
Yeah.
like 7-8 shots a game.
Easy.
You know,
it's up for
those
grabs.
guys, I think Boucher, Anunoby, and those guys, we're gonna see what they're really made of.
Matt
Yeah.
Thomas too.
They got to
Yeah.
chip in.
Matt
'cause-
Thomas, yeah, we're gonna see what they're made of.
Yo, how did you guys see Chris Boucher in preseason? How does this guy look like he lost weight?
Right. Yeah.
I know he's
Like,
already
he's
he's already so
skinnier
slim.
than he
He's
was
already
last
so
season,
slender
like-
as it is.
He makes me
Made no
nervous.
sense.
He can't hang with the big guys, and Baines can only play. So if Baines gets hurt, right, or he's not, he can't play all the minutes. Who's gonna cover the bigs? We're gonna get destroyed, man. Inside.
That's the scariest thing.
We don't
for
have the guys,
Teams
man.
against teams like Philly.
Philly,
are
and
we
be-
really gonna be able to
Exactly.
go to body for body with those guys?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and you gotta talk. You're one of the
Doubt it.
big teams. You got how you gonna
Doubt
beat
it.
the Lakers with AD? Who are we gonna guard? You want to talk about championship team?
Yeah.
You know?
To be honest, I think we need to all be realistic. We
Yeah.
we know our Raptors, and we know that it's that they're all that's what you play the game for.
Yeah.
It's always about winning the championship. So I'm assuming that's on their heads, but we have to be realistic. They're not
It's
gonna make no noise.
It's a process. It's a process. So
Definitely a
like,
process,
Like
yeah.
like there's you have to sacrifice seasons sometimes or certain seasons
Yeah,
for
yeah.
development purposes, right?
Yeah.
And in the hopes that team can possibly grow to the point where they'll put you in contention.
Yeah.
Is there any
Patience
chance?
key.
Is there any chance we see Giannis in a Raptors jersey?
No, man.
Nope.
This guy just
No.
got paid.
Not
Yeah,
anymore.
but what if
Maybe when he's like 37.
Whatever. I didn't want to go down that road. That
Yeah.
story's
No,
dead.
maybe
That
like-
story's
maybe
dead.
he's like over
yeah,
the hill.
it's
It's
dead.
dead. It's
200.
dead in the
What did he
water.
get? 228, 238 million.
We
Whatever.
thought
dead in
so.
the water.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to see him in a Raptors jersey. I felt,
Yeah.
I felt like he would have
Beautiful.
fit right in with this team.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
But
So-
he chose to stay in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part of the Raptors wrap up, I think before we wrap it up, do we think the Raptors go 1-0 to start the season?
Yeah, man. I think Raptors are going to do good. I think Raptors are going to surprise a lot of people. We have one thing we have on everybody is we have the continuity. We have chemistry, And Nick Nurse, his system is designed for teamwork, moving the ball, spreading the ball, quick ball movement.
Yeah.
And we got nobody on the team that's going to be ball dominant.
Nobody sells.
There's no egos. There's no.
It's just team.
That's why I really think it could be well. I think they could
That's a
do
good
well,
point.
man.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah.
That speaks. Remember the bench mob? We're back when we had Jakob Pertl and which you know what? We've had a consistent bench for as long as I can remember now.
Yeah.
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 That's
But
Nick Nurse,
Those
man.
guys came
Yeah.
up from the 905 and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a good point. We moved the ball. Nobody's selfish. Every night we had somebody else stepping up.
Yeah. I think they get the W on opening day.
Yeah.
Start it off.
Yeah,
Or end off the year on a good
they're-
note.
I'm not saying they're not a strong team, but
Yeah.
you know, when we think about the NBA, you think about
Star
okay,
quality.
where the star quality and
Yeah.
where it is, and people make predictions from the beginning of the year, and most of the time it's
I think NBA is the easiest league to predict of any of the professional
Yeah.
sports leagues in North America. In my opinion, it's the easiest league to predict because it's
Yeah.
such a superstar-driven league,
Yeah, it's true.
right?
yeah, look like we were underdogs against the Golden State Warriors, and we had the better record.
We got
Yeah.
lucky too, man. They had injuries, right?
Yeah, and they got injured.
Yeah.
But that's why I mean, like those projections were based on Clay and a healthy Clay and a healthy Kevin Durant, right? But I just
Yeah.
want to say Malachi Flynn, 60-1 rookie of the year.
You're saying you're gonna lay some
Wow.
money down
Yeah,
signing.
for sure.
Wow.
60-1 is not bad actually.
Mm.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Throw
good.
a little
And he-
50, a little.
And not only that, he's a lot older than the other rookies.
Yeah, he's grown.
Yeah.
Dude, look at his numbers. Like I'm just saying he had
Yeah.
another 5 points, 5 assists last game, and he played like 10 minutes or like
Yeah.
15 minutes or something.
I'm gonna sprinkle a little on Malachi Flynn.
Why not? Why not?
Spread
Yeah.
the love. All right, guys. I think we covered a lot here today.
think we did.
On the Raptors things. Did you guys see the drop? The
The
new
OVO
apparel?
Raptors drop.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was beautiful. You know,
good.
OVO, and
OVO stays winning.
they know
Yeah,
exactly
always.
what they're doing every
Dude,
day.
Yeah.
I've been
the fits
trying.
are nice.
I've been trying to buy a tracksuit off their website for like a month now, and it's just sold
Always
out.
so-
Yeah.
Raptors
randomly
don't
pop
miss
up
with
and
that
it's
stuff, man.
Yeah.
They got a proper stuff. They got
Yeah.
a proper flow going on over there, man.
Yeah. Well, good luck to the Raptors. You know,
Good luck
sending
to the
sending
Raptors.
love from
Sending
Toronto
love.
to Tampa Bay.
And, yeah, and they're
Yes.
playing in Tampa Bay. That's another big thing. They're away
They
from
took their
home,
championship banner with them.
I see.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The-
See what I mean? They
Masai
don't
hung it
miss,
up.
man. They do cool stuff like that all the
Right?
time.
And even when
Gotta
they
have
went
the
down,
vibes.
when they went out to the bubble in Florida,
Yeah.
and what they did to the bus, like sending a message at that time, you know,
Loud
what I
and
mean?
clear,
Like,
right?
They,
Yeah.
they don't
Make it
shy
known.
away. They don't
That's
shy
right.
away from doing the right thing. The Raptors. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, hopefully we see them do well.
One of the
That's
best run organizations in sports, man.
Ah,
That's it.
realistically,
For
like
sure.
everyone wants Masai.
sure.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
Washington was
They want Nick
offering him
too.
huge money.
He's a blank check waiting for him from MLSE right now.
It's,
Right.
I'm telling you, he's,
Yeah.
yeah. And Masai we trust, as we always
Masai
say.
we
That's
trust,
right.
man.
Masai we
Let's
trust.
go Raps.
All
Let's
right.
go, Raps.
Raps go.
Talk to you guys next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. Happy holidays.
The nameless podcast. We'll get it though. We got it.